We are conditioned to see the corporate ascent as a heroic journey. It is framed as the ultimate proof of an individual's value, a ladder where the most capable naturally rise to the top. The rewards promised for this climb are absolute. Society tells us that the summit holds a perfect mixture of wealth, influence, and the deep satisfaction of a life well lived. Within this narrative, success is purely a matter of personal attributes. Grit, high intelligence, and an uncompromising will to win are the only currency accepted at the door. When we treat ambition as an unquestionable virtue, we overlook the specific ways it can distort a leader's perspective, turning a career path into a psychological trap. Staying on the promotion track often requires a series of brutal trade-offs. Many executives recount walking away from marriages, missing their children's childhoods, and neglecting their own health to keep their seat at the table. These sacrifices remain etched in the executive's memory. The pain of what they gave up stays with them, acting as a constant reminder of the high price they paid for their current position. Once these core human connections are severed to make room for professional growth, the question becomes, what is left of the person who actually started the climb? Years of staring only at the goal change how the eye perceives the rest of the world. This intense focus slowly alters the leader's internal landscape, shifting their priorities until the pursuit itself becomes their only reality. This history of deep personal sacrifice often curdles into a profound sense of self-entitlement. The executive feels that because they suffered to get here, they are owed more than just a paycheck. They develop a specific aversion to moderation. All the standard boundaries and limits, the kind that govern everyone else, begin to feel like insults to their hard-earned status. This chart maps the internal shift. The growing feeling of entitlement overrides organizational logic. The rules node is simply deleted, granting perceived immunity. The entitlement node elevates, severing lines connecting to the ordinary workforce, reinforcing they are answerable only to themselves. This mindset transforms rule-breaking from a risk into a perceived right of the winner-take-all culture. Power serves as a potent aphrodisiac, but its primary effect is the removal of friction. All the social and professional restraints that keep most people grounded simply fall away at the highest levels. On the lower rungs, peers and mentors provide honest feedback, but as an executive rises, these bonds dissolve, replaced by subordinates who are often too invested in the leader's success to offer a critique. This leads to a state of interpersonal defensiveness. The leader begins to operate under the assumption that they are inherently right, viewing any outside perspective as an attack or a sign of weakness. When you combine this defensiveness with the structural height of the office, the result is unyielding isolation. The very system designed to reward the most meritocratic individuals ends up engineering their total disconnection from the community they are supposed to lead. The isolation at the top eventually radiates through the entire company. Like ink in clear water, the leader's internal state darkens the surrounding culture. The company's original mission is overwritten by the leader's singular focus on personal achievement. The shared goals that once bound the team together are discarded. Because the leader is certain of their own righteousness, they create a culture of fear. Direct reports learn that offering an honest opinion is a career-ending move. The organization becomes a hollow echo chamber. Employees survive by becoming yes-men, and the honest communication required for a business to function simply stops. Unchecked ambition acts as a systemic contagion, rotting the sense of community until the organization exists only to serve the ego of the person at the top. This environment eventually collapses into a state of chaos. The office becomes a landscape of survival of the fittest, where selfishness is the only remaining strategy for survival. The executive is trapped in a race with no finish line. They are constantly running to stay ahead, driven by the fear that stopping means losing everything they sacrificed to gain. Standing at the summit, the executive finds they aren't surrounded by the peers and respect they expected. They are simply standing alone in the center of the wreckage they created. Leadership is the opposite of this solitary climb. It requires the constant building of community, and a reliance on empathy to reach goals that no single person could achieve alone. The winner-take-all mindset is a destructive illusion. To reach the peak and find no one there is not a victory. It is a self-inflicted poison.